Hello, friends. Last time we talked about revising our small moment stories. That's when we want to look at our story and add details. We want to tell how the characters feel, what they're saying, tell about what they're doing, add detail to tell about the setting, and all of the other things that are happening in the story. We want to make sure that we show the emotion, we show the feelings, we show the reader what's going on. Well, today we're going to look back at editing. We're going to look back at what you wrote yesterday or the time before and decide how we need to fix it up. Let's look back at the story that I wrote. Have you ever been surprised before? Well, I sure have. It all started one Friday night when I had just happily opened the front door to get our pizza from the delivery man. I yelled to my hungry family, "The pizza is here!" Then, as I was walking, I got a huge surprise. I almost jumped to the ceiling. Let's look at what happened next in my story. Right where I had just stepped was a little black snake. I was scared to death. My husband laughed at me because I was so frightened. Next, he got a piece of paper to pick up the snake and put it outside. I was relieved to have that thing out of the house. Finally, we could sit down to eat our pizza in peace. Now you know about my big surprise. I sure do need to fix some things up in that story as I look back at my writing. Fixing it up is editing. Editing is a fancy word meaning to look for capital letters, punctuation like periods, question marks, and exclamation marks, spaces, and correct spelling. I just fixed up my writing. Let's take a look. In the blue letters, I highlighted where I had made mistakes and how I fixed them up. Let's read. Right where I had just stepped was a little black snake. I had to go back and spell black correctly and snake correctly. Now they're fixed up. I had forgotten to use a capital I, but now I have one. I was scared to death. I needed a period after that sentence. My, I needed a capital M because I was starting a new sentence. My husband laughed at me because I've forgotten to capitalize that too, but now it's fixed up. I was so frightened. I needed a period. Next, he got a piece of paper to pick up the snake and put it outside. I needed another period. I needed to be capitalized, and I also needed a space there. I was relieved to have that thing out of the house. I needed a lowercase h instead of a capital H like I had before, and I needed a period. Finally, we could. I had to rewrite could and spell it correctly. Finally, we could sit down to eat our pizza in peace. Now you know about my big surprise. I needed punctuation at the end, and I chose a period. Go ahead and look back at the story that you started on your special writing paper yesterday. Go ahead and use this checklist to help you. Look at the editing and revising checklist. You can get it from the tab. Look through everything. Does the writing make sense? Does it have a beginning, middle, and end? Does it have lots of details? Does it have spaces? Did you use capital letters? Do you have periods? And did you use correct spelling? You can use this editing and revising checklist to check over your work and fix it up by yourself, or it might be fun to do that with a friend. It's your choice, but make sure you look back at your writing and fix it up. Good luck!